Hello, hi. Welcome to CTFairBet. We have not posted a video in almost 2 months. That was mostly because I moved and it was a nightmare moving. I want to go through some things. First things that hits us all in the heart is Johnny Dubois, or I called him JD, on Graveyard. He had a ski mobile accident. They did not recover his body. I just got done talking to somebody, and the state police was trying to go out looking for him, but the pond is still frozen in too many places. And also, since it's going down the 20s, the state police has indicated that they're probably going to wait till the springtime or to a big heat wave comes or something. But Johnny was a real good guy. He lived life like it was every day. I met Johnny probably a year when we opened. He was good friends with Brandon, and my heart goes out to JD's daughter. I think she's like 23, 24. Johnny used to take my kids out on the snowboard, the tubing thing. I didn't go because I have a weak stomach. But he had a heart of gold, never came after anybody. And, it's kind of tough because, a Rosemary made his life miserable. And there was plenty of people in management Johnny took care of. And, you know who you are. You should have came to his rescue when he was working there. You should have said something nice about him. But instead, you just didn't defend your friend. People, this is not going to be the last casino you're going to work in. It's not your first, not going to be your last. So try to do the right thing. And my prayers go with his family. Another thing I want to talk about is raises. I got probably a dozen emails pertaining people getting 2 or 3% raises. And a lot of these came from dealers that deal in 21, 27, even 36. They got a 2% raise as opposed to a 3-point raise. And if you look at it as a dealer, it doesn't mean much, but it's just the principle. So who's ever doing the evaluations, I think on swing shift, it's usually Clog Boy. Guys, how can a guy get a 2% or a girl get a 2% when she deals in 21, 27 every day? Because apparently they're making mistakes and they're doing something wrong. This can't be about favoritisms. It's, this is how people feed their family. So that whole raises and no raises, you guys got to really evaluate it and take a second look. And again, look who's the crap dealers who go up 36 or the ones that deal with 21 every day. That will go a long way. All right. The next one I want to cover it's a big story. How long are we going, Benicio?
4:30.
Thank you. Oh, before I forget, I'm getting these hats made. Can you see that, Benicio?
No, it's kind of wrinkled. That's good.
Okay, these are the hats. I'm still trying to get them made cheaper because they're too expensive. This is the t-shirt. Good?
Mm-hmm.
You can read everything?
I'll stretch it out a little.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. my goal is to get them, 500 shirts and mail them out to everybody who has sent me emails. It's probably how many I got. Now this is the big thing that I really want to talk to about, and it's sexual harassment in the workplace. Ever since Harry Weinstein has been busted and he was a major player in movies, now you got Matt Lauer, Charlie Rose, Russell Simmons, Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal, Richard Dreyfuss, Louis C.K., Kevin Spacey, Al Franken, and Donald Trump, the president of our country. And here's the same guy that said he used to grab girls by the vagina. And now I'm addressing this to management pertaining sexual harassment. As a manager, I've been a manager in casino business since about 89, I guess. Then I became a dual rate, something like that. And in all my years, I never was accused of sexual harassment. No means no. Also, you can read when you're freaking somebody else out, or just common sense. Can't say it to your mom, can't say it in church, can't say it to your daughter. Don't say it. But now I want to, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Mark Cloutier. This kind of freaked me out. But do you actually have in your office a whole bunch of glass jars with candy? Come here, little girls. Come here. I got candy. I know you're a freak and I know you're a weirdo. That's a give me. But the thing about the candy, that's beyond nutty. You must think you're completely above reproach. Or as you say, I'm the man who's going to become the man. So I hope the tribe has stepped in and say, Mark, you can no longer date employees unless that you're at your level or above. Because Mohican Sun, I know about 50 girls that Mark has stepped to. All those new dealers coming from the dealer school, he personally checks out everyone. When his boy Tommy was running the school, oh yeah, people that couldn't add, people couldn't speak English adequately, they all got passed under the premise that Mark was going to take them under his private wing. And I got something else, and I tried to search the IP address, and whoever sent me this next email, I take about, now it's 8 medicines, so I'm constantly thirsty. Excuse me with my drinking. But this one freaked me out. And usually I can trace where it came from. Even when you try to hide it, I could find out who it is. That's only because a friend of mine who I did his mortgage for, he's ex-Army Ranger, and he's also a cybersecurity expert. Now he works for a big pharmaceutical company. But this next email, gave me chills up my spine. How much time, Benicio?
9:45.
Okay. I'm trying to keep it short, folks. I know it's Christmas and the holidays, and you got to go back on the game. But this one was really freaky because they really went out of their way to encrypt it, or so I couldn't find it. So bear with me. This, we already knew about Cloutier and sexual harassment and showing his junk and people calling on Fridays and Saturday nights that want off because they're out with him or they're going to go out with him, and you know all the things he's done with girls. But this one I don't think is pertaining to Mark, because all the ones with Mark I can trace back, or I can call my buddy up. This one has to be somebody in the executive office or in the tribal office, because for all my digging, my buddy digging, I couldn't get it. So I gotta believe this guy is a vice president of finance or vice president. I know it's not table games. So Ian has never been remotely mentioned as a sexual harassment or anything like that. This person either works in tribal office, finance, or some other department, or marketing, he could be. Supposedly, this person is a vice president, and I don't know how many vice presidents that they have in every department. I no longer have access to the internal files or whatever and stuff I could look up on a computer. But the story that I got, that he was supposed to go to Atlantic City. Then Atlantic City said they're not going to give you a license because all your sexual harassment. So, like I said, finance I don't know, tribe I don't know, marketing I don't know, security I don't know. So if anybody could send this to me, who they think this is. He's been multiple properties and charged with sexual harassment tons of times. And if somebody can narrow it down to me, I would really appreciate it. And this is such an systemic problem. And I'll give you a quick story. Me and my wife went to TJ Maxx or Ross Dress for Less, and we were in Connecticut. There was a girl who worked in EVS, very nice girl. She's at the counter. My wife speaks fluently. I'm not a good Puerto Rican. I cannot speak Spanish. Oh yeah, Mark, getting back to Mark Clueless. You actually said to somebody, I don't know how Glenn is Puerto Rican when he can't speak Spanish. That just goes to show your ignorance. Can you speak the native Mohican tongue? No, you can't. And don't question where I'm from, brother. I showed it every day. So don't question where I come from, Junior. So getting back, I need your help. Maybe security. I don't know. But if anybody can think who it is, because I would love to know his name, because then I'll do it on him. Because women, no means no. It doesn't matter the title or how scared you are for your job. And it's really tough at Mohegan Sun because state police aren't there to help you. HR does whatever they want. They still owe me $57,000. I know I'm not getting it, but this keeps me going. And it gives me something mentally to do since I can't get around so good. So, folks, it's a male. He has to have some time in the business. So I'm thinking finance or tribal government. Well, but getting back to the story with my wife. We were in line. There was a girl there that worked at Mohegan Sun, 5-10 years. I think she was Puerto Rican. And my wife, Miranda, was real happy to see her. Their faces lighted up, and it was real nice. And, Miranda said, why aren't you still at Mohegan Sun? I thought you loved it there. Well, apparently there was a supervisor or vice president. I don't know who, but he harassed her so much and so often that she actually started tearing up at the register because how much sexual harassment she got picked on. And I don't know if the guy was a tribal guy, non-tribal guy. From what I understand, he's not there anymore. But that just goes to show you guys, you think it's a joke, they don't perceive it as a joke. You're freaking them out. A woman should be able to go to her job and not have to worry about somebody sexually harassing them. So again, folks, if somebody could give me, because supposedly this guy who's a vice president, everybody knows his past. He's been fired. Casinos have paid money to settle suits. And now that he's at Mohegan Sun, hopefully this man has learned his lesson when it comes to sexual harassment. But according to this is one of the longest emails. That's why I know it wasn't for table games. Because table games people don't have the propensity or the wherewithal to sit anywhere long and compose a letter like this. And then hide the email and everything else. So this guy's a vice president somewhere. So if somebody could look up when they get time, see who just came from outside, became a vice president, or got promoted to a vice president. I don't know enough, and the people I talked in table games, they said there was no, there's Mark Cloutier, we know he sexually harasses all the time. And what is Candy? Candy little boy and Candy little girl. Trevor's too far licking on the ground. Player says hide him. He doesn't have a comeback. And Don, I'm pretty sure he's not bothering anybody. So I need everybody's help. Whoever this vice president is, he's a freak. Couldn't get a Jersey license. And supposedly he was denied in other states. So if somebody could get back to me at ctfairbet@gmail.com and give me the name of this person. Before he came here, he had 1 million sexual harassment suits. And I'm sure while he's there at Mohegan Sun now, has more sexual harassment allegations against him. So everybody have a very nice holiday. And please, to all you freaks out there, no means no. Leave the women alone. And women, if you feel something's going on, write it down, bring it to HR, bring it to your supervisor. Nobody's above the law. In closing, remember, as a table game employee, we are there to serve, but we are not servants. Today is Christmas, and you're not with your family. You're working at Mohegan Sun. And, management, remember that. Everybody would like to be home with their family, but they got to earn. So, excuse me. In closing, I want you to have a good Christmas, good New Year's, and I really appreciate all the emails that I get. And, I moved, wasn't feeling good, but hopefully I'll start doing more. Everybody, please have a good holiday. Take care. Thank you, and keep your hands up.